Solo is a puzzle game with a beautiful setting, and it asks you to look inside yourself to answer questions about love. Love is definitely the foundation of this game, inside and out, because you can tell the developer put a lot of themselves into this game. But the game really focuses on your definition of love and how you share that with others. Really interesting theme for a puzzle game. My favorite part of Solo has to be the visuals though. It's always so vibrant and fun to look at, all these different islands surrounded by beautiful water. The land is constantly changing too for what seems like different seasons. I found it beautiful to watch, like playing art. Solo lets you change the visuals on a whim with your guitar. Play a certain tune and you can change the colors of the world or even change the weather. Another cute part of the game are the animals. Just look at this little guy. There are multiple different kinds and some of them are really strange. It keeps the game amusing. Also, being able to feed and pet them gives you a chance to relax between puzzles. The entire design of Solo is unique, and that's something I value. There's no way you're going to confuse this with a different game. It's lovely, and half the fun of the game is just being immersed in it. The other part of the game and main chunk of the mechanics revolves around the puzzles. You're hearing this from someone who is bad at puzzle games, so keep that in mind. That said, I feel like the puzzles in Solo are really fun and enjoyable. They're in that sweet spot for critical thinking and not being impossible. I had a lot of fun figuring them out, and because I am crazy, I did get frustrated at a few points, but only at myself. It's all because these damn islands are too far away from each other. Basically, you're supplied with a couple blocks per island that will help you either climb a cliff or bridge you to another island. It's not easy because you're only given enough blocks to solve the puzzle. Things get tricky when they start introducing fan and sticky blocks into the mix, both of which let you get even higher with a little thinking. The fan blocks push blocks, you, or themselves into the air. Now you're free to rotate blocks any way you want, and you can see how that adds to the 3D element of these puzzles. The sticky blocks stick to walls anywhere and to other blocks, which allows you to create floating platforms on a cliff. You'll be constantly rejiggering these blocks until you can get where you need to go. The game really opens up once you get the wizard staff, which lets you move blocks from anywhere to anywhere. This way you can stack blocks much higher than your little arms can reach. For example, moving that sticky block up the cliff in a place you can reach only after you float up there. Solo keeps everything moving, and I never got bored at the puzzles. I completed the game in around 4 hours and wasn't bored at all. I think the visuals and minor characters help break up the puzzles in a way that keeps them from getting boring. If you played them over and over and over again, it would just seem repetitive, since you're constantly climbing a cliff, but having some time between to switch islands and pet an animal makes it much more enjoyable. Side note, for puzzle experts, there are a few more difficult optional puzzles. I was able to complete them all, but definitely struggled more on those than others. Anyway, the final aspect of Solo is the themes of love. Aww. After completing a section, a statue asks you a serious question about love. Here you have a few choices, and I think even though it's limited, everything was covered in the answers. Solo really wants you to answer truthfully and consider the impact of your choices on other people. In this way, the game could provide insight into your loving relationships. And this is probably the part of the game that will turn some people away, but I don't think it should. I realize it's not for everyone, but I don't think the game is trying to judge you. You can take the questions as serious as you want, and even if they don't work for you, they provide context to the story. These questions are not ones typically asked, and I think in the game setting, they work since you're exploring your mind. No matter how you answer, Solo doesn't really push a narrative on you that you're doing something wrong and really wants you to figure it out yourself. I didn't reconsider any of my life choices after playing, but I didn't mind thinking about new topics. Still, I think the journey holds up because it's about love, and you can see everything unfolding with the ghost person in the game. The main storyline is reinforced with the questions. Now, the main problem I have with the game is the wizard staff. Its controls are twitchy and annoying to use. I can't count how many times I misplaced a block or was fighting with the camera. It comes down to how weird moving the character is when holding a block, and I had to constantly readjust the camera and player before even picking up a block. The game wants you to precisely put blocks down, but sometimes it's almost impossible to get it right based on the camera angle. Combine that with trying to solve the puzzle, and it can get a little frustrating. Once you step back and consider the block placement, you can set the camera up correctly so it's not a deal breaker. It is definitely the one thing I wish they would have done better. Overall, Solo is a good puzzle game and really interesting experience. I enjoyed the world and all the cute creatures, and even if you don't give a hoot about answering the questions, I still think there's something to enjoy. The story is relatable to anyone who has had a romantic relationship, and the puzzles are well done. Let me know if you picked this one up. Thanks for watching.